Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm going to be making my mushroom quesadillas. This is actually one of my mother-in-law's recipes, but she makes them with the homemade tortillas, which I know how to do too, but I'm pressed for time and that's not going to happen tonight. So let me go over the ingredients. So for this recipe, I'm just using one package of mushrooms. This is the 8-ounce package. 2 Roma tomatoes, half of a white onion, and I already have it diced up, as you can see, and I washed the mushrooms. And I already heated up the tortillas so they won't break. And then this is the cheese, the mozzarella I'm going to use. So let's get started. So first I'm going to add some olive oil to my pan. And it's already hot. So start by adding my onion. The olive oil just gives it a nice flavor. Next to this, I'm going to add in my tomato. And start mixing it around. And at this point, I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add my mushrooms now. The mushrooms will start to release a lot of water, so it's going to get really liquidy. And at that point, I'm going to have to drain it because you don't want it to be full of juice. But it just has to go through a process, so we're just going to let it do its thing. So at this point, I'm going to add a little bit more salt. I just want to let it wilt down a little bit. These are really good. It's funny, my daughter, she just loves them. She loves mushrooms, but even when she was like much smaller, I made these for her and she just loved them from a young age. She's funny. She'll try anything once. So I think even if you're not really a mushroom person, you'd like these. They just have like a really unique flavor. Like when all these flavors marry together, and it just comes out really, really good. I'd never heard of these until my mother-in-law introduced them to me, and I was pleasantly surprised that they're actually really good. So, if you're having any doubts, just give them a try. It's always good to try new things. You will never know if you like it if you don't try it, so. It's starting to wilt down a little bit more. The onion and the tomatoes getting well cooked. So I'm trying to cook these fast just for the video because of my lack of editing equipment at this point. So normally it takes me a lot longer to cook this much slower, but just to show you guys I'm doing fast. So I had a scary experience on the way home from school today. I went to pick up my kids and I couldn't have been at the school more than 15 minutes. I drove there. Everything was fine on the way there. I went through the same streets I normally take. Then on my way back, as I was driving up the main street, all of a sudden there was just all this smoke in the air, and it just scared the living daylights out of me because it's just so close to my house. So as I was traveling up the road further, I was just assuming that it was a car fire, but it actually turned out to be a house fire, sadly, and that the whole house was just like engulfed in flames from what I could see. Anyway, the part that I could see was engulfed in flames. So the firemen were there to put it out, but it's just sad because once it hits the roof, it just ruins the entire structure. So it's just a loss, and it just sucks because it's close to another house. And I saw the neighbors next door to that house, they were running out. So I hope and pray that the wind doesn't start acting up, because that's really, really scary. I actually experienced 2 house fires when I was single. I was renting this room out of this house, and it was like in a community. And the first month I was there was a fire, and they evacuated everybody. And it actually occurred like in the middle of the night. I was actually coming home from being out with one of my friends, and that friend, she's probably watching, she knows who she is. She was begging me to spend the night at her house, and I was like, no, like I want to go home to my cats, because I love my cats, and I was working full time, and I didn't get that much time to spend with them, so I wanted to go home to them. And just as I happened to be exiting the freeway at that place where I was living, I could see there was all these flames, so that scared me. So we had to evacuate, and then I actually ended up moving back. Like the next day, they put the fire out, and then I lived there like 2 more weeks, and another fire occurred at the same spot, and then the whole place burned down, with the exception of a few of the apartments in there. So mine was actually, I left, but mine didn't, the one I lived in didn't burn down, thankfully, so I was able to go back and get my stuff out. But I actually had to move out anyways, because all the other places were burned down. So it just sucked. So, and I know the strong wind that the fire creates, so it's just a scary experience for everybody. So I pray that they're okay. Okay, you guys, sorry, I'm talking your ear off. Okay, so here, what I did was I have my grill on, and I added the mozzarella cheese, and then I added the mushroom, onion, and tomato mixture. And so it's cooking fast because the grill is really hot. So at this point, I can start flipping them over. So they'll cook through. And just hold on just a second, I forgot one thing as usual. Hang on. You guys remember the salsa I made yesterday? It actually goes with this dish. So this salsa you can use for this dish. There's like an egg recipe I'm going to be making that I actually use it for also. And for these quesadillas, it works perfectly. So you could just see what it looks like. See, it's all melted. These are delicious. Really hot. Can't get this one to turn over. I'm holding the phone also. Okay. So now they're ready. So here they are. and you just eat them with the sauce that I made. I hope you guys try this recipe. You'll really love it, I promise. All right, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.